So do you get roped into playing friends' weddings? Is that one of the?
No.
Well, I was going to say downside might be a positive thing.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think the moment that stops happening when you're at a wedding and people are like, oh, shut up, mate.
Yeah. It's take the guitar away, actually.
It's all new Hits Radio Breakfast. It's Thursday morning and we're so excited to be joined by the UK's biggest export since Downton Abbey and Shakespeare. It's Ed Sheeran!
Yeah.
Love the new building, by the way.
Right?
Thank you.
Haven't we
Thanks,
upgraded?
Do you guys have like a gym in the building that everyone can use?
Yeah, is there?
We have a
haven't been told.
workout spot actually
Is there?
connected to the building.
That's
yeah.
cool.
It's literally right next door.
Oh, right, but it's not inside.
No, but still, it's like in
but
the
it's-
same.
it's
That's
in the-
Pilates,
Yeah.
though. Have you ever done Pilates?
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Is it?
Yeah, reformer
Actually?
Pilates.
No
yeah.
way.
I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
who
Are
knew?
you advanced? Do you do it on the maximum
Yeah, the spring.
Yeah,
Heavy
I've been
spring.
like that. Yeah, I've been doing that since like January.
Wow.
It's good for the core, good for the
See?
muscles.
Good for the
Ed
mind.
knows.
Probably good
Yeah,
for the
I'd
mind.
say there's probably the most in shape that I've got is reformer Pilates.
You're looking good.
Thank you.
You
I
are.
mean, it's a
Yeah.
loose top. It's hard to see exactly,
Yeah.
but you do look good.
No, I've got some form of like it's not squishy anymore.
You've got definition
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
on. Oh,
Nice.
So what's this about you moving to America? What's going on?
Well, I did move to America. So yeah.
But are you actually going like
Is it
permanently?
No, I've done this 5 times in my career. Every time I tour America,
see.
I move there
Right.
because I'm there for like a year. But I don't know. No one's cared before. Everyone.
We all care now.
Well, no, I feel like the media cares now because there's this narrative of like of high net worth people from the UK moving
Leaving.
abroad.
Right.
So everyone's like, "Oh, that's happening here," and I'm like, "No, I am just
Did that
touring
already?
America. I'm moving to Australia when I tour there. I'm
Oh,
moving
fine.
to Asia if I tour Asia.
Right.
It's
That
just-
makes sense.
I like my kids, so I want to be like around them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
Want to
worried
see
they'll-
them? Yeah.
Are you worried they'll pick up an American accent? Have they ever done that?
Yeah, do you know, the last time we were there, 2023, it ceased being water and then it was water.
Oh, nice.
No.
That was kind of the only change,
Yeah.
I'd say.
And then after
Yeah.
Australia, everything's struth.
Struth,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Were they swearing? I'd imagine.
Yeah.
No,
It's actually a
we've-
compliment
oh, do you
in
know
Australia.
what?
You could be a good one.
We've moved to a swear jar.
Have you?
Yeah, for me.
Oh, for you.
I swear so much, yeah. So yeah, the swear jar is
Amazing.
a real thing. No, but I'm not moving to America. I am from Suffolk. I always want to exist in Suffolk, but
Yeah.
like, it's just not realistic flying every weekend to America to play a show. So
Yeah.
if I tour there, I have to be there. It's a big country. It takes a while to tour there.
Yeah. And also carbon footprint. Do you know what I
Precisely.
mean? You are doing us
True
all,
that.
everyone a favour,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, we do. I mean, when I'm there, it's like on tour, it's mostly tour buses, so
Yeah.
it's which is a lot better than flying
Yeah.
back and forth every weekend.
Yeah.
You said
Exactly.
Suffolk twice just then, so that's £2 in the swear jar, by the way.
Suffolk's not a
Well, that's £3.
Camera's the new single,
Yeah.
and in the video, you've recreated some personal videos of you and your wife Cherry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that like? Reliving your memories with someone else.
It was probably the most fun I've had in a video because it was essentially a holiday. It's just
Right,
lots
yeah.
of holiday footage and swimming. it was
So
kinda
did
cool.
you honestly just like turn up and go, right, so we've got to recreate this video here where me and
There
Cherry
was,
do
I
this?
sent Emil, who made the video. We sort of went through. He did my photograph
Yes.
music video, so he went through all my home footage with my dad. So we essentially just did that. We went through a load of videos of me and Cherry, and he went that one, that one, that one, that one. Left out the birth video.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Graphic.
It's a bit
That would be different to recreate, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
A bit of different kind of video.
I love the lyric, I don't need a camera if you're in my eyes. When you're in my eyes.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Concerning though, because like,
find-
how do you edit the photo if you can't take a picture? Do you know what I mean?
But I do find that the most special moments of my life weren't on camera, and I do think I had this thought the other day when I first played music on stage. Camera phones didn't exist, so when my first gig that I played, I remember it as if I was playing Wembley Stadium, but I was probably playing to like 20 kids, but I remember it being this like amazing feeling. And then the first time I played with a band, it was like we were rocking out. Had someone filmed that and you watch that, it steals the magic away, because then the reality hits. Like, you know, when you see kids like dancing as if no one's watching,
Yeah.
but then it's on video and then they can watch it and then suddenly they're self-conscious about it. So I do think that there's
Yeah,
something
that's
in
true.
memories being like all of my magical moments in my life that aren't on camera, I remember them being like the most amazing
Yeah,
magical
that's
thing.
That's such a good point.
If they're caught on camera, it kind of normalizes
Yeah,
it.
I wonder if that means that like nostalgia, because we all love nostalgia. I wonder if nostalgia is going to fade away because
Yeah.
we're nostalgic
'Cause
for
we can
things.
see it.
When people put up videos of old raves and stuff on Instagram,
And it just doesn't look
and there was like
as you
no
remember
phones
it.
in the club. It's amazing, and everyone's like, those were the days. But we're not going to have those were the days.
No.
because the
and-
days are all in our
well,
phones. and they
and
look rubbish.
all of our kids are going to grow up being a little bit more self-conscious because
Yeah.
they'll have always been on camera and
Yeah,
always have
that's so
videos.
true.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, do you remember going to dance parties when you were 6 and dancing to the Macarena? Like, know what I
Good
mean?
times, man. Good
Good
times.
times.
Really good times.
Good times.
Gosh, I was older than 6 when the Macarena came out. That's depressing.
Do you think this is going to replace Thinking Out Loud as the
No.
as the wedding song?
No.
You don't think so?
Nah, it's hard to displace stuff that's like so embedded. Like I feel like Perfect and Thinking Out Loud they just exist as wedding songs. I think what this offers to my fan base is a song that hasn't been played to death on radio that they could have as their song. So maybe it will be some people's wedding song because they don't want to have Thinking Out Loud and Perfect. But I think it's good. I'm never going to stop writing love songs just because I have really big love songs.
Yes.
But I'm also a realist, and I know that those really big love songs, they are where they are.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to not expect everything to dethrone them.
Yeah. And I guess
Yeah.
because of streaming, they're going to stay there. People can keep revisiting them, revisiting them.
You know, Thinking Out Loud obviously came out pre-Perfect, and Perfect overtook that. And Photograph overtook Thinking Out Loud, which is weird because Thinking Out Loud was a bigger hit. So it's over time, Photographers. Yeah, it's you never know what's going to happen. I think if you were to go back and ask any Beatles fan 60 years ago what's going to be the biggest song in 60 years, no one would have said "Here Comes the Sun." But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
here we
yeah,
are.
yeah. So do you get roped into playing friends' weddings? Is that one of the?
Not-
Well, I was going to say downside. It might be a positive thing.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think the moment that stops happening when you're at a wedding and people are like, oh, shut up, mate. Like,
Yeah, it's take the guitar away. Actually,
I wouldn't say it happens all the time, but I'd say if there's a wedding band and you know they play whatever, and then later on in the set, if they play Thinking Out Loud, there is usually a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but
Yeah, like,
it doesn't happen that often. I don't get to a lot of weddings now because all my gigs are on the weekends, so I
Yeah.
play every weekend, so I'm missing quite a few weddings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although these days weddings are very expensive. Monday weddings are becoming a thing.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of my mates
Yeah.
have just spent it on a honeymoon
Yeah.
instead of actually having a
Yeah.
wedding.
And it'd
They
be
would
weird
just-
if they asked you to come and play at their honeymoon.
That would be odd.
That
Yeah,
would be.
can you just play just give us a couple of days and then. So you've been talking about Eject, the album to be released after you're gone.
Yeah.
And your wife is going to select all the songs.
Yeah.
Your top 10.
Yeah.
Do you trust her implicitly with that?
I think so, yeah. And I think what I've learned from having friends pass away without wills is that you should always have a will of wishes. And that's what I find so baffling, that people are so like fascinated by this. I'm like, there's been so many posthumous albums of artists that have been released without artist permission that all I'm saying is, if I were to die, this is what I would like. That's,
I like it though.
yeah,
Is
it's
it-
good to have it. It's good to have a
is
plan.
a great name.
Great
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
It makes it fun.
Yeah. It does,
Yeah.
it does a
It
little
makes
bit.
an otherwise sad occasion fun.
Yeah.
But we don't want to eject.
No, well, I'm not planning on dying anytime soon. I'm just saying, at any
Yes.
point, if that happens, I don't want it being chaotic. I don't want people fighting over things or being like,
Yeah.
he wanted this or he wanted this. It's very clear in black and white. This is what I would like, and that's and by the way, everyone, if you're listening, or you three here, write a will.
Yeah,
write,
yeah.
Yes.
Write a will, because
That's another pound in the swear jar.
Sorry, but I've had mates pass away without wills, and it's
Yeah.
difficult.
It's
It's
messy.
difficult.
Yeah. Well, it's a tough decision to choose those songs, but we've selected a song each that we would maybe like in a little compilation of our own, and we want you to just rate them.
Cool.
So I thought Gregory Porter, If Love Is Overrated, being my.
Sorry, another.
That would be in
I
my-
think that was Suffolk, though. You said then.
That was
time.
Suffolk.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you reckon of
what's
that one?
Gregory Porter? The somebody told me get over it. It's like water. The
Oh,
bridges
yes,
that
yes.
Already burned. That's a great. Almost swore again. That's a great
But
song.
Gregory Porter.
Yeah.
So
what a guy.
Yeah. Have you met him?
amazing.
You work with him?
I think I've met him a couple of times, but just a fantastic artist. Really fantastic
Incredible.
artist.
Okay, all right. That's
Well,
got a
that's
good
good.
rating there. What's
Well,
yours?
I panicked. They told me we were doing this as I walked in, and I looked at my most played on my YouTube. Devlin's Fire in the Booth.
Let's
Devlin's
go.
first Fire in the Booth.
Wow.
Pretty
Is that because you're getting cremated?
good. Very yeah.
Fire in the
Very good. Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one.
That's probably my
The
most
recent- the
played.
recent one?
No, his first one.
Right.
Yeah. The one where the first bit is over Morgue,
Yeah.
and then the second bit's like more hip hop.
I love it.
Love it.
I'm now panicking because you've all chosen like actually like decent songs. I was going to pick like
I
Venga
think mine
Boys.
and yours taste is actually the most aligned out of everyone.
Do you
though.
reckon?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. What Venga Boys?
Yes.
Yeah. I think,
It doesn't get any better than that.
honestly, I want people to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Which
that.
one? Boom
Yeah.
Boom.
Probably Boom Boom. Yeah.
Boom
Yeah.
Boom is up there.
That's sick. I want you in my room.
But what about the
What a band.
I know.
What a band.
Do you know,
who I was
how
listening
messed
to?
up that is though? Have you looked into it?
No.
They changed the lineup and it's owned by someone else. And
What do you
like
mean?
the people in the band don't get any money.
That is insane.
I know. I don't think they have the
What,
rights.
the
to their
original
songs.
singers?
I don't think the original singers have the rights to the music.
So
Do you know who I
Wow.
was listening to the other day? Do you remember the cartoons who did the Witch Doctor?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
song.
wow.
That's a tune. And Aqua.
Yeah.
We have the same taste in music.
You
Ed.
do. Look at that.
Damn it. Aqua.
Who knew, eh?
Love Aqua.
Jones, calling Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones, wake up.
Let's take it back to like high school discos.
Yeah.
I just can't believe the Venga Boys have been kicked off the Venga bus. That's so.
It's
I
just
really
so
think
rude.
I really think if me and you went to a party with an Orcs,
Oh God.
just
It'd be
getting
going
a,
off.
a,
It'd be
a
going
battle
off.
of who's
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah,
clash.
get
What
pretty
would be
orcs.
okay? The party starts.
Okay.
The Orcs has passed.
Right.
What's the first song?
Shania Twain. Man, I feel like a woman.
Let's
no.
go.
Let's Go Girls. Yeah.
Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Man, I feel like a
I
woman.
love it.
And then
Yeah.
back,
And
to,
then back
you.
to you.
My go-to opening for anything is "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time."
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
just, it's just
Do you know- yeah, strong.
Everyone's just like, yeah.
Yeah, strong
But
intro.
you know, I've been starting with a lot of Blue recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which All Rise or
Yeah, Flybys are fucking great.
Flybys
Flyby's
is
good. Flyby's
Yeah.
good.
Love Flyby.
Yeah. Back to you.
Oh, we should move on with the interview.
Yes.
We would, mate, we would,
So,
we would do a good. It would be a good
We'd be
party
here
of
all
two,
day.
actually.
It would be so good.
Because my
Yeah.
mates are a bit
Party
cooler
two.
who want all the like really, very, very
The deep
cool,
cuts.
No, just
No,
the
I want
dancey
Whitney.
songs
Yeah.
that you haven't heard of the artist, but don't worry, bro. It's very
no vocal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm there playing like Venga Boys.
And this is pretty cool. You're the third most played artist on UK radio after Dua Lipa and Taylor Swift.
Great.
You probably, I mean, no one will ever forget this. Probably the first time you heard your song on the radio, you will never forget that moment.
Yeah.
What is it like now when you hear your song?
If it's a new song, I'm always buzzed by it. Yeah, because it's like the feeling never goes. If it like hearing Sapphire on the radio, that it's always exciting. I think when you hear old songs, I don't know really. I don't know. I don't think the feeling ever goes. I think there's always a part of you that remembers being a. Yeah, I was like 18 the first time I
I
heard
love
my song.
that.
Actually, I was way younger than that. I remember being 17 and being played by Mr. Jam.
Mr. Jam.
Oh, yeah.
Big up, yeah.
And it was a feature on a Scorcher song. And I was called Ben Sherman. They introduced me as Ben Sherman.
No way.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I'm sure we could find that on, well, I mean,
and
it's a
that was what
different
you were
radio
performing
station.
under, Ben Sherman.
No.
He just got it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like.
thought it
Wait,
was like
this is
your-
an Adele Dazeem.
That's
That's so funny.
Ben Sherman.
Ben
Oh
Sherman.
my God, no, I can see it
Great
now.
kid.
Ed Sheeran,
Yeah,
Ed
exactly.
Sheeran.
Very
That's
smart
so-
shirt he's wearing.
That's so
I
funny.
remember
Ed.
showing my friends at school and being like,
Yeah,
no.
I sort of made it. What's it like hearing your song? I feel like it would be weirder the first time you heard your song playing in a shop. Do you know what I mean? Somehow that
Yeah.
feels weirder
Yeah.
than the radio. Like you walk
Like
in,
getting your shopping and you're
you're
like,
in boots, and it's like,
I think it was I think it was weirder for me, not necessarily hearing a song playing in a shop, but when we put out Divide, we found different places to sell the record that weren't record stores, and I think seeing it in like service stations, that's when it's
Yes.
like, okay, that's cool.
yes,
I think we sold some in Primark. I don't know why.
that's
I don't know if
amazing.
Carrie's-
Service station's
Yeah.
good.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm in
Cool.
Fleet.
Yeah.
On the A4.
What?
It's a shame CDs have died. It was fun when
I
CDs
know.
were in
Yeah.
stores.
Ed, Ginger to Ginger.
Yeah.
SPF. Have you heard any of Taylor Swift's latest project yet? No.
No.
You're trying to get him on the
No,
just tell her
just
fellow.
wanna know.
It's just like, tell me everything.
Yeah.
Tell me, so we don't know anything about Life as a Showgirl.
I mean, it's out pretty soon.
I know, but
yeah.
I can't wait.
I love
out
that. You're
pretty
like, just
soon.
wait. Just wait.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited though. It's being made with Max and Shellback. They're like,
Yeah.
Great.
She's putting out on vinyl. A lot's been made of that. Oh, in fact, it's going on vinyl, isn't it? So that's good, like CDs, isn't it?
Doesn't everything go on vinyl?
Well,
Well,
these
but
days,
there was a
no.
big, there was a whole. It felt like it was more of a
moment.
I mean, you put yours out on vinyl,
I'm pretty sure everyone puts
but
them
it's
out on
difficult. You
vinyl.
don't get your vinyls in the service station.
You don't get vinyls. in
That's what
service
I mean. Do
stations,
you know what I mean?
no.
It's less, but it's still physical. I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm
And
talking
on
about.
that
Should we
note-
play?
Do you know what? When mini disc comes back, that's when it's going to be.
Yes.
That's
real.
what it'll be. That'll be a
Did you
moment.
ever? I remember, like, you know, when people like go against the grain, when everyone had an iPod, like, and you had a Creative Zen or whatever. I felt like mini disc was that to the CD player. It was
Yeah.
like, I'm different because I have a mini disc.
I got a mini disc.
Did you go? I went all in on mini disc and regretted it.
I wouldn't say I went all in, but I definitely had a mini disc. And what I liked about it is it was kind of like cassette. You could burn
Yeah.
CDs to the mini disc,
Yeah.
so you could essentially pirate.
Yeah, you could
Back
record
in
off the
the day.
radio.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
obviously is wrong. We don't do that.
Yes.
Well, no,
Yes,
I mean,
back
it's
off.
kind of dead now, isn't it?
It is
Pirating.
dead, completely dead.
Because
Yeah.
everything's so readily available.
Yeah, you don't have to do
But
that.
yeah,
like
you're
that
not
anymore.
going. Did you guys use LimeWire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Napster.
And then you
Yes.
just suddenly
Yeah.
you download. Did you see the? I never realised this, but whenever I was downloading songs back in the day, it was always Soulja Boy Crank That, and it was. He said in an interview that he used to go on LimeWire and like name them like 50 Cent Candy Shop and stuff like that. But he was.
But it was his song.
He was
Oh, he was
personally
uploading them.
Yeah, and that
That's
was how
smart.
he got his song
That's
out there.
smart.
Really?
And I
good
remember
marketing.
being young and downloading a 50 Cent tune and
Yeah.
being like, why is it a Soulja Boy tune?
Could you do that now? Could you like put songs up on Spotify as Ben Sherman and get it out there? Could you release under a different
I
name?
think so. I don't know. I think my record label own my voice. I think so. You can't. If I put it under a different name, it's still my voice. I think that's
Right.
what my contract is. That they own voice and likeness.
Whoa, yeah.
That's
yeah.
wild.
Blooming
Wow.
360 deals these days.
Yeah, mate. But I signed my deal 2010. So, and you know, Spotify didn't exist then. So,
Yeah.
like, it wasn't even like streaming wasn't even in the deal back then.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. And-
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
Oh,
Thank you so much.